today instead of doing a video. I might still do a video too. We'll see. But I'm at the gym, or I just pulled into the gym parking lot, and I was thinking about this earlier today about my time. Right, I do not want to be rich and unhealthy. I don't want to be rich and fat. I don't want to be rich and with diabetes. I don't want to be rich and be like extremely skinny, muscles frail, unable to walk. I don't want that. As much time as I spend on my finances, I'm realizing if I don't siphon off at least a little bit of time each day for my health, it's gonna be all bad. Like I'm not gonna be able to live this life forever. And then what will be the point? If I save all this money, right? Or I build up all this stuff, get these properties, what will it matter? It won't matter if I'm, keeling over by 50. So I just gotta take better care of myself. I think we all gotta do that a little bit better. And honestly, even with working two jobs, I honestly have time. Like it, it's amazing to me how much time, now that I've cut out so many things that don't actually serve any purpose to me. Like think about all the stuff you do that's just leisurely, right? Like it's very rare that I watch TV shows now. Like if I'm with my family and we're just relaxing, having dinner or something, we do that. But TV shows, drinking, smoking, all the things I feel like most people do all the time, I almost never do. So it's just the amount of time I have in my hands and working two jobs. Even with two jobs in the last week, 2 weeks, I've found time for leisure still. Like I've still found time to play video games and hang out with friends of mine. I've still found occasionally a time or two to watch a TV show, play with my daughter. Like now, play with my daughter, family. That's gonna be there no matter what. But when I think about when I think about the extras, the true extras, like video games, like if I was able to do all this and still feel found time to like shoot the shit, I've got time for my health. I cannot do all that and then get up and be like, oh, I just didn't have time. Oh, I didn't have time today. Like, no, I had time. I just decided not to use the time. Like I made the decision not to use the time. Hi, are you good? Yeah, I'm good. I'm trying to get myself healthy. And that's what I'm talking about today. I'm talking about how we all have the time. What's going on, y'all? Thank you for tuning in. Just talking about how we all got the time. Like, I got two jobs right now. I still found time to play video games last week. Like, how the hell I got two jobs, I can still play video games, but I can't take care of my health. I can't eat healthy. Like, if I could do that, I could prep food. If I could do that, I could go to the gym, which is where I'm at right now. I'm just going live before I go in there. I'm just getting myself hyped up, right? So I just want to remind us, we all have time, and don't mishear that, right? We all should have time for our health. We should always prioritize our health. We should not prioritize riches over everything, right? But don't use that as an excuse to not chase the money if you need it, right? Get your money. If you have bills to pay, get the money. Like, I feel like some people will hear this and be like, yeah, that's why I only work 40 hours a week, because I can't be sacrificing my health. And that dude be the same person on the weekends that drink every weekend. You have a beer every day. You smoke every day, and then you tell me that I'm sacrificing my health because I work two jobs. Come on. Come on. That's not what I'm talking about. Give me your money now. Nah, I'm good. Go get your own money. Go get your own money. Pokemon Aeon, go get your own money. Why you need my money? If you got time to watch my live, you got time to make some money. Come on now. I'm 15, so I can't prioritize my health. I have to listen to my dad. Unless your dad controls quite literally everything you put into your mouth and how you breathe, you have some way you can prioritize your health. Even if it's literally just walking around the house, pacing, and not sitting on your butt. Like, quite literally, you have something you can do. Like, unless you're locked in a cage, and I know that can't be true because you're on live, you're here right now. So there's something you can do. I'm not saying that you don't have it bad, you might. But you got to realize that even if it's really, really small, there is something you can do. True, true. Yeah, you know it. You know it. I think a lot of times what we do is we look at our situation, right? And we say, well, what I want to do is not something that's possible right now. So I'm stuck. I can't do it. And we give ourselves this false binary. We say, oh, it's either what I want to do or it's nothing. And that's what leaves most people doing nothing. You got to get out of that mindset. There's always an option C. There's always an option D. There's always something you can do. Like in my best case scenario, I would wake up at 5:30, 6 a.m. every morning. I'd hit the gym. Now, some nights I'm working till 2:30 a.m. I can't turn around and do 6 a.m. Now, maybe I could, but I'd be exhausted. And would I get a good workout? You know, it might not work out that way. So, what's option B? Well, maybe I need to go to the gym after my shift. Is that hard to do? Hell yeah, it's hard. But if I want to be healthy, I can't make excuses. No one's going to get healthy from me. I just feel like I'm getting fat, but my dad says I'm as skinny as a toothpick. Dang. As skinny as a toothpick, huh? So which one is it? What do you think? Instead of telling me what your dad says, tell me what you think. Do you feel like you're actually skinny? Do you feel like you're fat? What are you like? Use things like BMI as it's not a perfect measurement, but give yourself an idea. It gives you an idea of where you're at, right? Like people say BMI is bullshit, and in some ways they're right. But if you're 5'10", so I'll give you an example. I'm 5'10", right? If I was 300 pounds, my BMI would tell me that something's wrong. So it's just a guideline, but 100 pounds, but I'm short. I mean, depends on how short. And at 15, honestly, if you say you were 15, like your body's gonna go through so many different changes anyway. Like in terms of weight, I wouldn't. That's the last thing I'd be worried about. Health does not necessarily mean weight. Health can just mean you're putting things in your body that are good for it, like fruits, vegetables, that kind of thing. You're getting enough rest. You're just paying attention. You're walking. Like it's simple stuff. You don't have to be the person who has got like the optimal diet and you're going to the gym every day. That doesn't have to be your story at 15. That doesn't have to be any of our stories. Even at 30, I'm 33. Like that's not gonna be my story. So I would just suggest to everybody, do not put the money above everything. Don't make sure there's a balance. You cannot enjoy the money if you don't have the health. You can't enjoy your health if a lot of times if you don't have the money. Like it's very hard to buy quality food as an adult if you don't have any cash. It's very hard to get up and go to the gym if your bills aren't paid. That's why all of this money stuff is so important, because it allows you time. It doesn't buy happiness, but it allows you to buy your time back so that you can focus your time on the things that are actually important to you. That's what it's all about. That's what it's about, honestly. We're all self-conscious, and even more so probably when you're younger. That's just how things go. And as time progresses, the more you focus on things that are actually good for you, the more you will do good for yourself. Your feelings, a lot of times, again, I'm speaking to adults here. A lot of times as adults, we allow our feelings to betray us into doing what feels good today. And I'm not immune to that. Like, as someone who wants to be in the gym, wants to go get healthy, wants to do those things, I often tell myself, like, I worked hard today, I can afford to not go. But in all honesty, if I really want to be healthy, can I not afford to go? Like, can I really not afford to go to the gym? Can I really not afford to walk? So what I want to do realistically, I would like to go to the gym 3 to 4 times a week, and I'd like to walk probably 2 to 3 times a week. In my mind, that would be perfect. Now, am I going to hit that every single time? Probably not. But that doesn't mean I can't try. So that's what I wanted to talk to y'all about today. Like, we can do better. We just have to put the onus on ourselves to actually do something. Sub, please shout out. Helena Valentine. Thank you for subbing, but I mean, it's all that I can say is thank you for subbing. lot of bad thoughts. Yeah, and I feel like a lot of that has to do with how we treat ourselves, honestly. Like, a lot of us spend way too much time on these phones. Like, that's the other thing. Like, you can control your algorithm. I'm not saying that we should just get off the phones entirely. Like, they have a purpose, but do something to change your algorithm for the positive. Like, it should be feeding you. If it's not feeding you things that make you feel good or motivated or like you can go conquer the world, it's not serving you. And I think we gotta get into the habit of realizing that these phones should be serving us. We should not be serving it. Like, a lot of us serve our phones with attention, thinking that we're, we're having a good time, we're this and that, but like, a lot of us are just stuck because of the crap that is in our feed. That's why, like, unless I'm on here, I don't pay much attention to social media anymore. Like, I haven't been on like a Facebook. I don't even have Instagram anymore. I think I made a TikTok a long time ago, but like, I don't have the app. I used to have Snapchat, but I don't have that anymore either. Like, so much of this is just crap. Like, it's honestly crap. And the more time we spend on it, the less time we spend better on ourselves, and the more time we spend comparing ourselves to the crap that we see, which is not real. It's just a fabrication of other people's lives, and even their lives aren't that good. So yeah, I don't put much weight into what you see online. What state? I'm in Minnesota. Yeah, I'm in Minnesota. Montana. Yeah, so honestly, I gotta stay off all that shit, and I'm gonna spend some time focused on me. The other thing I want to talk about really quick too was like what this channel is gonna look like. I spent a good amount of time as I came back to YouTube a little bit ago. What's it like there? It's okay. Like, the living here is nice. The weather, is up and down. The weather is cold. It's cold here. But I mean, Montana's cold too, so I'm probably used to that. But yeah, this channel, I want to be producing some type of content once per day. Like, that is my goal here. Now, I feel like I spent a lot of time trying to curate thumbnails, and like, not saying those things aren't important, they are, but my goal here is to have people who subscribe who actually are like-minded. So like, if you see one of my videos where I, like, for example, I have a video that got a lot of views from like the car I'm sitting in, about how many miles it's got and how you should try to save money by having an older car. That's great if you believe in that message. But if you hate every other single video that I have, then what's the point, right? So I want to give you all a better idea of who I am as an individual, what I think like. So I'm going to start giving you videos more often, but like less fine-tuned, right? It's going to be me talking about what I think about a bunch of different things. Now, I can't give you every single topic, but I'm a lot less worried about blowing up and like having a big channel than I am people who actually think the way I think. Because honestly, if you look out into the world and you look at my channel, you'll notice very quickly most people don't think the way I think, and that's okay. Like, I'm good with that. I know that I'm in the minority when it comes to things like what I think on debt, what I think on saving money, and that's fine. But I'd rather have 200-300 people who think like that than a million people who think opposite and are just watching me for shits. Like, it just doesn't make sense. So yeah, I just wanted to let y'all know that, because I do actually really like going producing content on here. If nothing else, because I just want to have a record of like what I think at certain points. Ultimately, yeah, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it, and thank you for the good luck on the workout. Hopefully you find some things you can do to better your health as well. But basically, that's what I want to do, because I want to give you guys an idea of how I think, and I don't want you to be subscribed for nothing, right? Like, I want you to come in here and say, yep, someone else is grinding like I'm grinding. Like, and I'm not saying if you're not grinding, you can't be a subscriber. I'm just saying, I want you to be leaning more that way, like thinking, how can I better myself? Whatever that looks like for you. because I feel like we just spend way too much time not not putting effort into ourselves. We have a lot of opinions about what the rest of the world should be while letting ourselves just rot. And that's what's crazy to me. We got people who think about, for example, like the government and the presidency and financial aid and Department of Education. Like, everyone has an opinion on all that shit. But if you ask them, like, for their budget, I don't think most people give it to you. I don't think most people could even give you an idea of how much they spend every month. They could not pinpoint those things. So I don't understand how you can look at the outside world so often and look at yourself, look in the mirror so little. So I'm gonna spend time on this channel, not only saying what I think about the world, but also looking at myself in the mirror, being very honest. Like this video right here. I don't go to the gym enough. I gotta get better about that. I gotta prep food for myself. I gotta get serious if I really, really want to have better health and a better life. I can't put that on anybody else. I can't say I don't have the time. If I actually want those things, I gotta get busy. That's just the way it is. So anyway, I'm going live today to just remind you, I got 2 jobs. I have a kid, a wife, I got dogs. There's always time. If I could find time in between all those things to get my ass in the gym and still find time to sleep, so can you. Don't tell yourself it's impossible. Find another way. There's always an option C. Remember that. There's always an option C. So go get it. Get better today. I'll talk to y'all later. If I can figure out how to turn this off. There we go.